Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Alshon Jeffery, step into my office. Why? Because you're fired. A G L E S.
Eagles! Eagles!
Say fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yo, that man, you know who it is, you know what it is. It's your boy Philly Fresh, aka the General, also a fourth for the Better Bird Podcast. If you have not done it, please make sure you hit that sub button. I know I've been away for a while. Make sure you smash that like, man. You know, if you're glad to see your boy back, you know, we got some things to talk about. I'm a little late on a couple of things. We're gonna talk about some current things. A couple days ago, and things that happened while I was on vacay. You already know I take my vacay a little once a year. You know what I mean? If you've been following me, you already know how I get down. It was a good one. Went down Miami, came back to Philly. Looked like I brought the weather with me. Looked like I brought the sunshine with me, y'all. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice out here today. If you were in Philly, you would know. But like I said, man, do the little traveling thing. Try to be safe, and that's one city that Miami that's very safe out there. Everybody wear masks, hand sanitizer everywhere. It ain't like ATL. They just don't give a damn. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Miami. You know what I mean? We did our thing down there. Now I'm back. And what needs to happen is we need to talk about Alshon Jeffery. Listen, man. I think we 2 years past due on this one, and we're gonna get into some more things about that, and we're gonna talk. Alshon Jeffery is finally. It's not finalized, but we know where this is headed. We kind of knew where it was headed when him and Malik Jackson restructured. Now, like I said, I've been on vacay, so I'm not quite sure if Malik Jackson. I heard it from one source, but that one source is not as reliable as the other sources that I really talk to and follow and stuff like that. So if Malik Jackson is gone, let me know in the comments. Y'all are very good at that. I appreciate it. Yeah, so 2 years too late. That's what I'm gonna say. After he dropped that football in New Orleans, I think he should have been going, not because of that. He didn't lose the game because of that. You know how I feel about Alshon Jeffery. But we did not lose the New Orleans game because of him. We was up 14-0, and Nick Foles threw a pick, and the special teams play that all cycled into that. And when you are 14-0, I understand you trying to put a nail in the coffin by throwing that, but it was still an end of the first quarter. He could have held out on throwing that football, but it is what it is. So I don't blame Alshon for that. I just wanted to say that. But I do blame Alshon for not being prepared. That's how I feel. I don't know exactly. But not being prepared and looking like when he was playing with Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz throwing the football, he looked like he didn't want to be out there. Like, look at his energy when he, like, just go back and look at some of the plays when he's playing with Nick Foles, and then when he's playing with Jalen Hurts, and then when he's playing with Carson Wentz. No matter what, if you don't like a guy, no matter if you don't like his religion, no matter the case, you still got to go out there and do your job. And to me, that's not on a quarterback. You know what I mean? Because you're not just giving up on that guy, or you're not just disliking that guy. You're not playing hard for the whole team, and that needed to be said. His attitude always hurt when it's not an injury. Taking guys spots. You know what I mean? That was flourishing, stopping guys from flourishing, and it had to stop. It had to stop 2 years ago. It shouldn't have started, should I say? And that brings me to the question of who's next. Now, I know I said this when Deshaun Jackson got the boot, but it's a real serious question, because if you want to call it rebuilding or retooling or whatever the case may be, Well, then it's time to get some of these older guys out of here. Not only just for us, but for them too. Like, all right, you got a guy like Kelsey that doesn't even know every year if he's going to retire or not, right? Are you going to try to ask him to sit through 2 more years of not winning? If that's what you want to do, meaning not win, you know what I mean? Meaning not getting young talent in here or whatever the case may be. Are you going to ask Lane Johnson, who injury after injury had to get his ankle cleaned out, surgery after surgery? The same with their Brooks. Now I know that's about 75% of the offensive line that I just named. Now I know Jalen Hurts needs an offensive line just like any other quarterback does, but at the same time, I think we do got some young studs. I don't know what Dillard is yet, but you did take him in the first round. Y'all already know how I feel about Driscoll. You know what I mean? Y'all already know how I feel about Jordan Mailata. I think that these guys are studs. And when you got guys like that, you don't know what they are in game situation, especially who knows if we even have a preseason again. You don't know what these guys are in game situation until you put them in the game. Because how long was they saying Jordan Mailata is buns out there? That's what they kept saying. ESP, and I'm gonna get with ESP in a minute. ESP and all these reporters were saying that Jordan Mailata is not ready. That was quote unquote what they said. He is just not ready. He's not NFL ready. Look damn good to me. How about y'all? Come on, man, stop it. And then you got guys like Fulgham, man. You got guys like Fulgham who should have been starting as soon. I don't know exactly when they came back to the team, but he should have been starting from the rip, and then splitting snaps with Alshon. See, the thing is, the more and more you keep trying to play and pay these older guys, the more and more we're not going to see what we have. Like, just the simple fact that Avery is moving a linebacker, I think that makes the defense better. I do. How do you know what you got in the Kayvon Wallace if you're going to sign Mills back again? How do you know what you got? How do you know that Kayvon Wallace can't do what they asked Mills to do, but even better? You don't know that until you play him. How do you know what a Evander Holyfield? How do you know what, not Evander Holyfield, y'all know what I'm talking about. How do you know what a Holyfield can do? This dude. How do you know what a Holyfield can do if you keep putting Clement out there? Who is running in quicksand? See, these are the questions that need to be answered, and the only way that you answer them is by playing these guys, man. These guys, we already talked about how to practice squad. It just seems like those scouts and those guys, them coaches and all them, they be having them ready. Next man up mentality. But them next men got to be up now. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about getting younger. It's all about getting faster, getting younger, and getting hard. We don't need no more players that's out there that don't want to be out there. Even a Fletcher Cox, man, I like Fletcher Cox a lot. But with the contract, even though, you know, he did what he did with the reconstruction, but with the contract, when you really pay it, when you really look at it, right? You getting paid all this, and you're not even the fifth best D tackle last year. You was getting paid like that because you was being compared to Aaron Donald for about 2 years. And that comparison is no more. No more. I don't know if it's because you've been playing with an injury. I don't really know what's going on. But at the same time, I'd rather get rid of a guy a year early than 2 years late. Seriously, man. And I get it. These guys been drafted by the Eagles. These guys are Eagles. You want to keep them. Yada, yada, yada. Man, this is a business. Would you rather keep a guy? Would you rather go to the playoffs? Because having these kind of guys and not having the young talent, that is probably what can lead you to not go to the playoffs. And I'm not talking about this year. I'm just talking about period. Man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. You know, like I said, fresh off vacay, and that's really what's on my mind. Older dudes got to ship out. Younger dudes got to ship in. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all already know, man. Stay fully, stay fresh. Yo, that.
Stay Philly, stay